Brutal here at the 2024 NAWCQ, Austin, Texas. My goodness, with whoa, please introduce yourself to the world, bro.
My name is Sergio. I got top 64 at the event playing Fiendsmith Snake Eye. It's my first premier top.
Oh, congrats, man. That's over 2,000 players. And what made you decide to play this deck for the event?
It's just probably the best deck in all honesty. I knew most of like the Snake Eye lines. I just really didn't want to like try to pick up, like Yubel, and I also didn't want to play Stun. So I told myself I'll just play Fiendsmith Snake Eye and make the boys back home proud.
There you go. And before we see the deck profile, any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to everyone from Battlegrounds Games and Hobbies back in Saugus, Mass. Everyone in the Crab Shack. Shoutouts to my boy Danny Fuentes for basically letting me borrow all like the high rarity staples I got here. Shoutouts to Eric for letting me borrow some cards. Hector, borrow some cards. You know who you are. If I can't get to you, I'm sorry, but I pretty much appreciate everything you guys did for me and letting me get here.
Sweet. Without further ado, please take a look at the top 64 GUI.
All right. So it's nothing too gooey, but playing it was pretty good. Standard Snake Eye package, 3, 1, 2. I was playing 2 Flamberge and 1 Witch. Two Flamberge isn't very standard. I was told afterwards, probably best not to play this. I kind of decided this out every single game, but there were times where the second Flamberge did come up, and it did, it did help a lot, especially in the feature match. The second Flamberge really did help out a lot. Just making sure, keeping my opponent, making sure that anything they put, I can just bring it back on their turn. The Witch Engine, and the 1 field spell. This card's insane. Every single time I drew off of the Wanted, I won the game. Please ban this. This is insane. I love this card. I love this engine. I just wish that it wasn't so obscenely broken with the original.
Yeah.
Next off is some more consistency. The bonfires, for the rest of the Snake Eye stuff. This plus anything lets you play through most hand traps and interruptions and even boards. There's times I'll hand trap the opponent. They end on nothing. I have nothing in hand. Top deck this. I win the game. Next is the Fiendsmith package. These cards are absolutely insane. It's actually ridiculous. These cards are printed. Most people were not using this effect to send stuff. I would just combo through, send stuff going second. This would just be big enough to beat over most things. It can at least trade for certain monsters depending on how big they are, and other times it just clears things. It being 18 and also the Requiem being able to attach back and also use the effect to send is actually just absolutely insane, especially when going second. Lurie, best boy, always see him in my opening hand, but I always discard him. Let's see here, the 1-for-1, obviously, uno por uno. Next, it's all hand traps. Decided to play all hand traps instead of board breaker just because I feel like hand traps overall are a bit better. It makes your board stickier and also makes it so that if you lose a die roll, it's not like, you don't lose to some random FTK. Thankfully, I only played against 1 Centurion player, but aside from that, I didn't play against any Gimmick Puppet FTKs or the Snake Eye FTKs running around. But the hand traps are 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, 3 Veiler, and 2 Mourner. Not really much to say here, I'll be honest. They all did their job. I think probably the weakest one was Mourner just because it's not a 3-0, so I didn't really see it often. Anytime I resolved Droll, it was pretty good. Ash, Veiler, Nib, just the insane combo. And then obviously, lastly, the 3 Imperms. It's pretty self-explanatory, just the best hand traps that there are right now. I wouldn't play anything different, I think. Maybe I would try and find a space for Bell, but probably not in the main. Maybe in the side. Go off to the
main deck count?
Main deck count is 43.
Okay, respect.
Main deck, extra deck. My field centers, tokens. Start off with the Fiendsmith engine itself, the Lacrima, the Necroquip Princess, the Desiree, the Requiem, and Sequence, and Beatrice. All these cards are absolutely insane. Princess lets Fiendsmith himself become a 1.5 card combo. Maybe if any normal summon plus it equals at least getting into Beatrice gets you the full Snake Eye combo. Desiree, I didn't really make him much going first. Is mostly for going second. I would break people's boards after hand trapping them, and then I would end with my half board of an Appaloosa with 1 or 2. The IP SP setup, and then this, and basically puts them that they can't play the game. This card is insane. These cards never I don't feel like he should have been printed, but it's so cool. You know, love Beatrice. Can we please ban it? Next up is the Link Monsters, Anima, Phoenix, Hida, IP, Closed Heaven, Little Knight, Celine, Princess Apple. Overall, pretty good feelings. There were times where I was missing stuff like Access Code and Dark, but overall, those games, it really didn't matter. It is a little bit awkward only playing 2 fires just because of the Princess, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. I always set it up with the Phoenix so that my Appaloosa can't die by battle, so like they just can't run over it. So that's the extra deck. Side deck. Play 3 Bystials. I saw a lot of people remaining this. I didn't want to put the space in the main for these just because I wanted to have a little bit of a wider spread matchup. These are mostly for, like, you know, the light and dark next pseudo FTKs, the branded decks here and there. It is fine during the Fiendsmith stuff, but I personally don't like it in the main. I would just keep it in the side. Next to Crossouts, this card is insane. Every single time I see this, I win the game. Not much to explain there. I prefer this over the Talents. I was trying to find Talents, but find space for the Talents, but I couldn't find any space for it. Just because I felt like this is just a little bit better. Better to insulate my combos than just Talents, hope that they interact with me and like do something with it, but it wasn't enough. Multi Ferelia. I think I've only resolved this card once. I had this card resolved against me a lot of times, and each time they did not draw a single card.
Oh wow!
So I was just nice like that.
Nice.
S3 Skill Drain is what it is. The Black Goat. Some people were maining this. I personally didn't want to main it, is because I didn't want to add another brick. If I was to make one change, it would probably be this for the second Flame Bridge. But even then, I'm still unsure. The Duster, just because I hate back row. And the last card is M7. This card is insane. This card won me a match in time because I was just able to combo through like all their interactions and like burn them with Lacrima. This card is so strong, especially going second. It turns just Engraver into a 1-card combo, and just lets you get so much value off it. There's times where like I made it just to add back a Poplar that I had engraved, or you know, added the Engraver to do the effect again to get the Lurie. This card is just so good. I could not find a DT one I wanted, but I had to find this in one of the bulk boxes at the vendors because nobody I knew had it, and I was about to spend $50 on a box of King's Court just to get it one. Yeah, I was down bad.
Vendors at the event. All right, well, yeah, thanks again, and congrats on top 64, man.
Thank you.
Yep, Bortle out.